Hi friends, it's Miss Lee again. So today I'm here to read aloud a book to you guys. The book that I chose today is called Giraffes Can't Dance, and maybe you've read it before, but I will read this to you guys today. Before we start reading, let's go over the 6 reading strategies. So the first one is get ready to read, understand the book, figure out tricky words, stop and think, try something, and finally, make it sound interesting. Okay, so remember, before we even read a book, we need to look at the cover and the back and think about what this book is about. Okay, now the second title page, there's monkeys dancing. Warthogs dancing. And remember, we're not going to look through all the pages, but we're going to try and get an idea of what this book is about. Oh no. The giraffe looks a little worried, doesn't he? Oh, and we're going to stop there. Oh my goodness. Okay, Giraffes Can't Dance. Giraffes Can't Dance by Giles Andrea, illustrated by Parker Reese. Gerald was a tall giraffe whose neck was long and slim, but his knees were awfully crooked and his legs were rather thin. His crooked legs. He was very good at standing still and munching shoots off trees. But when he tried to run around, he buckled at the knees. Sorry. Now, every year in Africa, they hold the jungle dance where every single animal turns up to skip and prance. And this year, when the day arrived, poor Gerald felt so sad. Oh, was this why he was super sad? Because when it came to dancing, he was really very bad. The warthogs started waltzing and the rhinos rock and rolled. The lions danced a tango that was elegant and bold. The chimps all did a cha-cha with a very Latin feel. And 8 baboons then teamed up for a splendid Scottish reel. Gerald swallowed bravely as he walked toward the floor, but the lions saw him coming and they soon began to roar. "Hey, look at clumsy Gerald," the animals all sneered. "Giraffes can't dance, you silly fool. Oh, Gerald, you're so weird." Guys, I want you to think about how Gerald might be feeling during this time. All the different animals here are making fun of the poor little thing. Gerald simply froze up. He was rooted to the spot. "They're right," he thought. "I'm useless. Oh, I feel like such a clot." So he crept off from the dance floor and he started walking home. He'd never felt so sad before, so sad and so alone. Then he found a little clearing and he looked up at the sky. "The moon can be so beautiful," he whispered with a sigh. "Excuse me," coughed a cricket, who'd seen Gerald earlier on. "But sometimes when you're different, you just need a different song." you see the cricket? It's right here. Listen to the swaying grass and listen to the trees. To me, the sweetest music is those branches in the breeze. So imagine that the lovely moon is playing just for you. Everything makes music if you really want it to. Cricket is not like the other animals, huh? With that, the cricket smiled and picked up his violin. Then Gerald felt his body do the most amazing thing. His hooves had started shuffling, making circles on the ground. His neck was gently swaying and his tail was swishing around. Ooh, what's happening? What are you thinking, friends? He threw his arms out sideways and he swung them everywhere. Then he did a backward somersault and leapt up in the air. Gerald felt so wonderful, his mouth was open wide. I'm dancing, yes, I'm dancing, I am dancing, Gerald cried. Then, one by one, each animal who'd been there at the dance arrived while Gerald boogied on and watched him quite entranced. They shouted, "It's a miracle! We must be in a dream! Gerald's the best dancer that we've ever seen!" How did you learn to dance like that? Please, Gerald, tell us how. But Gerald simply twirled around and finished with a bow. Then he raised his head and looked up at the moon and stars above. We all can dance, he said, when we find music that we love. The end. So that book again was called Giraffes Can't Dance. Now that we've finished reading the book, I want everybody to think about how Gerald must have felt in the beginning when all of these animals were making fun of him for not being able to dance. I also want you to take this time to think about, is it necessary for everyone to be able to do the same thing well? Now I want all of us to think and write and draw a picture of why you think the author wrote this story. What do you think he wanted us to learn through Gerald's experience? And how do you know? I will attach a link down in the comment section below. It'll be a little form where you can tell me what your thoughts are about this book. Okay? All right. Thanks for tuning in with Miss Lee. I will see you next time. Bye!